we got a pretty big rumor today that's continuing to gain steam, and that's the fact that the Marvels will officially introduce more of the concepts and ideas behind the Inhumans. They will not, in fact, be referencing the ones that exist on the moon and all those ideas. That's apparently all going to be scrapped. Instead, they're going more for the universal Inhumans route, which honestly is probably the best and smartest decision you could make. Because I know not many of you are giant Inhuman fans, and I get it, their comics are hard to get into and the show did nobody any favors. I know some people went and started to read Inhumans after they saw Black Bolt and fell in love with the comics, which awesome because they're great and they're legit great characters. There is a difference between the Inhumans and the universal Inhumans. And to just sum up the basics quickly, the proper Inhumans, the Royals if you will, Black Bolt, Medusa, Lockjaw, them, they are the ones that are Earth-based, let's just put it that way, and they live on the moon, hiding up until they reveal themselves to everybody. The universal Inhumans are what it sounds like. They're more out there in the rest of the universe, and they got a completely different structure, hierarchy, and yes, they're related to the Inhumans, but just like many other species that were seeded throughout the galaxy, they ended up evolving differently. So what we're hearing is that the Marvels is directly going to reference the universal Inhumans and their way of explaining their mutations and how they're different, and possibly even bringing in characters from the proper Inhumans into this concept to tell us, hey, you saw Black Bolt, yeah, he exists here too, but it's different than what you saw in the TV series and the spin-off from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. These Inhumans in the MCU universe are more like this. And realistically, I think that's fine. We already saw, through the use of the multiverse, how many different versions of specific things we can get. From Loki to how different a team of the Avengers can be, like the Illuminati, for example. So that, to me, is honestly great, because abandoning the Inhumans outright then really kind of takes the MCU into a more basic, oh, this can only go in one direction type of way, which doesn't make sense because the Kree and the Skrulls and all these experiments were happening for thousands of years. So you're going to tell me that they only created humans and mutants? No, there was rejected ones, there was ones that escaped, there was ones that rebelled, there's Inhumans and tons of other ones. So this all honestly makes sense to me, and the more we keep hearing about it from different sources now, the more likely it's sounding like the Inhumans are really gonna get some time to shine soon, but it's gonna be a slow build-up and it's gonna take some time because they're only gonna be slightly introduced in the Marvel. And then from there, we're gonna see what happens next.